All right, welcome back. So, quick news of the day video for all you fine people for your Sunday evening. I'm wearing Atlanta because there's Flames news, and I figure I might as well wear Atlanta because we've talked about Atlanta a few times lately, haven't we? So, starting off with World Championship news, Joe Veleno has been suspended by the IIHF, essentially taking him out of the rest of the tournament. 5 games suspension for him. If Canada goes to the gold medal game, I believe he'd be eligible to play in said gold medal game. I don't think Canada would put him out there. So yeah, if Canada doesn't play 5 games, that would mean it would carry over into a following tournament. But for Veleno, this might be the last time he wears a maple leaf out there. So 5 games for him. Canada, of course, will be next man up, and we'll see how things go for them from here. At the World Championships, easy for me to say, as well. The USA today beat France 9-0. So that's something. They're 6-0 and they've outscored the teams they've played by a combined score of 30-5. So for the U.S., Cutter Gauthier with a really good game today, and the Americans playing quite well. But again, it's France, right? So once we get to the medal round this coming week, we'll have a better idea of who really is in contention for the gold medal and who just had a really good round robin. But we'll be finding that out in about a week's time. So the Calgary Flames are expected to announce Conroy. Conroy may be announced as soon as Tuesday. I would think since the league, or since the information's leaked out, Drager had it first, and it's been confirmed from other sources as well that, yeah, Calgary's going to Craig Conroy. Apparently they had about 40 candidates, and despite having about 40 candidates, Conroy ends up getting the job. There's some rumor as well that Dave Nonis may be associated with the organization, which I think is fine. There are certain people that I think, if they're not in that general manager role, I think they do well. I would even go as far as to say Peter Chiarelli at times has been very useful to organizations he's worked for, just as a GM, very polarizing, and a lot of people with negative opinions on him. But it does look like Conroy will be the GM. It would make some sense if Nonis becomes the assistant GM. And there's some rumor as well. There's at least some discussion about whether or not Jerome McGinley ends up back in the Calgary organization due to his close relationship with Craig Conroy. So if McGinley ends up back in the Flames organization in some level, in some capacity, and Conroy's in charge, I would think there'll be some optimism in Calgary, and rightfully so. And I am a big supporter of letting guys get their first chance at running a team. So all the best to Conroy. I did find myself rooting for the Flames at times this year. Which was odd. There'll be a video on that soon, too, on teams I do or don't root for, because there's always the discussion, so I figure, yeah, I might as well do that again. But yeah, so Calgary, I think, making a good decision here. Mark Lazarus on The Athletic today, and I posted an Athletic article the other day, and people said, well, it's paywalled. I get it. I will say this, of the various subscriptions I have online, I think The Athletic is one of the more useful that I have. And Mark Lazarus with an article today that's interesting. I don't think it'll ever happen, but he's proposing abolishing offside. So it's out there. There are others who've proposed abolishing offside. Obviously, it would change the game greatly, but we'd have more goals, and we'd have a lot less being called back, and we'd have a lot less reviews in the game if offside was no longer a thing. And I think the thing is, and I mean, I basically said, yeah, no, that's offside or that isn't or whatever. But the reality is, a lot of these goals that are being called back for offsides, it's a fraction of an inch, or it's just the puck kind of, it came out by a couple of inches and then goes back into the zone. None of this is like the reason why the goal goes in the net, and I think that's part of the issue. But at any rate, yeah, if they did abolish offside, it would completely change the game. I don't think that'll happen, but I at the very least think that it's an interesting discussion to have on whether or not abolishing offside. I mean, obviously it would lead to some serious cherry picking. That would be, you want to see a guy in his 50s come back to play hockey. Pavel Bure would see that and go, oh, I can just sit at the net? Huh. Maybe I can get my knees back in shape and go out there. But at any rate, it is an interesting discussion. Obviously would completely transform the game, and I don't think there's any chance of it happening, but I thought I'd throw it on the board, because at the very least, he's willing to go against the hockey purists in the crowd, and Mark does some good writing, so I thought I'd throw that up there. With the win today, the Vegas Golden Knights now with 8 comeback victories. The one thing that really made me nervous as a Stars fan today was the fact that it was a 1-goal lead. I've seen way too many times where a 1-goal lead means virtually nothing against the Vegas Golden Knights. And so today it showed once again, 1-goal lead, it's just not enough. You need to keep piling on. You need to get more than that. It is a combination of Aiden Hill playing really well and just that stifling defense showing up at the right times too. So Vegas and Florida are both winning in very similar fashion. Both of them seem to be a step behind and not playing very well, and they're being outshot, and then they win. And so that's where we're at right now in the conference finals as they stand. The Quebec Remparts, big win for them today. They win their first league title in 47 years, and they're perfect on the road. They win in Halifax 5-4. It was a comeback victory. So Quebec moves on to the Memorial Cup, awaiting to see whether it's going to be Peterborough or London. Those teams playing against each other at the time I'm recording this. Last I looked, there was no score between the two. Also, the AHL Game 5 between Milwaukee and Texas is ongoing currently, so I do not have a winner in that. But we'll know tomorrow who the conference finals are going to be between in the AHL and all that fun stuff. Keep in mind that the reason why the Calgary Flames as well aren't going to be announcing tomorrow the new GM is that it is a holiday tomorrow in Canada. It's Victoria Day, so they're not going to announce that, which means brand new episode of Letterkenny, which I watched last night. It was very entertaining. Very entertaining, and I'm just going to throw that out here. I thought it was fun. May 2-4. Yep, fun stuff. At any rate, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. And if seeing me in pain is something you enjoy as well, by all means, check out on the Entertainment Guy channel my latest review of an episode of The Flash, because pain. But anyways, there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you again soon.